My name is Connie Cohen, and I'm Associate Juvenile Judge of the 5th Judicial District of Iowa. My jurisdiction includes dependency cases, including termination of parental rights, delinquency cases, and mental health and substance abuse commitments, and adoption, and parental notification cases where pregnant minors seek an abortion without notifying parents. I see my role as a juvenile court judge as being one that demands leadership from the bench to set expectations where I'm comfortable that the families are getting the very best opportunity to reunify, always balancing that child's need for timely permanency. The juvenile court judge has to ask questions, has to be out there, put the robe on so that everyone knows this is serious business. We need to have proceedings where everyone feels safe and is treated with respect and dignity and can come to court and be heard. And it's only by providing the oversight that the federal and state laws expect of judges that we are going to get the outcomes in a timely manner that we need. We also need to get out there as judges and advocates to the extent that our ethics allow us and tell the community, teach our community what is lacking so that we can garner the services that help children and families succeed. The children whose parental rights have been terminated, the children who are placed in the guardianship of the Commissioner of the Department of Human Services, we are their parents, the state is their parent, and we owe to them a special responsibility. But we are not always able to fulfill it. And that is probably the most disheartening thing about this work, to see a child age out of the system with no family. One of the most heart-wrenching things I have ever heard as a judge was a child who came back to see me after aging out, and she was about 20. And she came to me and she said, "I want you to know that I'm getting married." She said, "But Judge Cohen, the real reason I came to see you today was because I was hoping that you would perform my marriage ceremony. And the reason that I'm asking you to do it is because I have to have a judge marry me. Because after my parents' rights were terminated, every night before I fell asleep, I prayed to God that He would send me a family to adopt me, and He never did. So I don't believe in God, and I need a judge to marry me." We didn't get to choose the time in her life when she walked in the door, which was after years and years of abuse. Her younger siblings fared much better in the system and got the permanent families they need and deserve. On the other end, you have the wonderful success stories. This little boy who was kind of shy, didn't always know what he was thinking. He was about 5, and the day after his adoption, he went to his speech therapy. He's running around, going into every therapist's office. And he was a very shy little boy usually. And he said, "I'm not a foster kid anymore. I'm a son." And that's what every child needs and deserves, a belonging. And if we let them linger in foster care, and if we don't follow the state and federal guidelines, then we've done them a terrible disservice. The children who come to court need a chance to see what is going on. They need to know that there is a judge overseeing everything that cares about them and listens. My friend Judge Lederman in Florida said she got a letter from a little boy that said, "Judges need to listen with their heart." And then he drew a heart with 2 ears on it and gave it to her. And we need to listen to the children because that empowers them, and they begin to then build their self-confidence. This is their life, and they need to know that on every piece of paper that I sign, there's one thing at the top, and that is in the interest of you, the child. It's not anybody against anyone. And you have a voice and you're protected. You can come to court and feel safe and be heard. What a disservice it is to children to not let them know that they are the focal points of these cases, and what they do is important and it counts, and every success that we have is measured by where the child came from. There's certainly no one-size-fits-all. There is no greater joy than seeing it work, and it does really work every now and then, and we cling to those successes. That's what keeps me going. not only the heroes I work with every day, from the lawyers and social workers and juvenile court officers and CASAs, to the parents that pull it together, the foster parents that nurture the relationships and keep people healthy. Everyone who chooses this work is not in it for the money. And working in their presence is humbling and inspiring. And I can't emphasize enough the leadership that a judge has to take in every case to get in the driver's seat and require everyone to do what's expected of them. And if somebody drops the ball, whether it's the father or the agency worker, you need to hold them accountable. And we need to make sure that we are the captains of these cases and that we navigate these strange and complex waters. Welcome to the hardest job you'll ever love. Prepare yourself for it. Judges are woefully inadequately prepared for this work for the most part, as are lawyers, because unless you come up to this work with child development skills and knowledge of mental health, substance abuse, all of the interrelated medical, legal kinds of things that are going on, brain development, you can't understand the terrain, and so you have to educate yourself. I would urge mentoring, observing. The best teaching that I ever had for a judgeship happens every time I go to another jurisdiction. If I can watch another judge doing their work, I always get wonderful ideas to steal. Picking brains of those whom you respect and are respected in the area, and being equipped for the work that you do. We need to continue our education process and reduce the caseloads for attorneys and social workers so the children can get the individual attention that they need and really be heard.